You grow up as a young kid, laying in the bed, shooting a ball up in the ceiling, dreaming about making a last-second shot or playing college basketball or playing professional basketball, as most young kids do. And I've always been a big dreamer. I didn't know, I wasn't going to do what everybody else did. I was going to do what I thought was the best thing for me. I got to the point where basketball was my thing. It was my passion, and I wanted to go somewhere where I felt they embraced it at a whole nother level. And when I took my visits, I think that the key to making a great decision is having all of your options, right? You gotta look at all your options. And I took 5 visits in Louisville, in Kentucky, really the state of Kentucky. It just popped off the page in terms of what they had to offer basketball wise. Now they love horse racing, of course, but the people were genuine. Coach Crum he was the type of coach I needed for me at that time in my life. I was probably one of the student athletes or athletes that did not lack for confidence. I would if you saw me play, you could probably err on the side of a little bit overconfident at times. So it was not about if I were going to play or not. I was going to make the coach play me, and to the point that I even probably felt at a point in time as a freshman that maybe I should have been playing more. I should have been starting, but you don't know what you don't know. And I think Coach Crum had a plan, and he understood. And people told me it ain't who starts, it's who finishes the game. And I was able to come in and play alongside of some really good players. I played with the #1 draft pick in the NBA, Purvis Ellison. And my goal was to help all those upperclassmen achieve their dreams, play my part, play my role, and I wanted to be a part of winning. I wanted to have a chance to compete for a championship.
What was the moment that was like, I want to coach?
I was in Poland, and I was in a part of Poland where there wasn't many English-speaking people. I had to have a translator. The translator was about a 14-year-old girl. I remember vividly, red hair, and she sat on the bench right beside me and the coach, and she would translate what the coach said. So it was a timeout, and the coach was speaking to the team, telling us what to do, but he's speaking in Russian. And I'm looking at her, and she's looking at me, and I go, what did the coach say? And she basically said, the coach told the team to do whatever you said do. So at that point in time, I realized I was already coaching. I pulled from a lot of different people, a lot of Coach Crum. I had a great coaching, and when I was a youth coach in my rec league that really taught me the game and the fundamentals, named Dan Pike. And he was really instrumental in my development as a player. But as I grew, I took pieces from everybody. I was a big studier of the game in terms of going to coaching clinics and just pulling from a lot of different places. And it took me a while to really figure out who I wanted to be as a coach and get comfortable in my skin as a coach on the sidelines.
Was there a moment or two that you can think of early in your coaching career that kind of reinforced to you, I'm doing the right thing?
Yeah. I think it happened probably right after my junior college when I got calls back from young men say, Coach, I appreciate what you did. I appreciate you pushing me. I appreciate you telling me the right things and holding me accountable. That's when I understood how impactful coaching was. It's the same as being a teacher. Sometimes you do not reap the rewards until years later, but you have to continue to encourage and motivate and find ways to get them to a place where they don't even know they could go. And when you get those telephone calls when they're married or when they have kids or when they're asking you to come to their weddings, is when you realize how impactful you were as a coach. The fit was most important for me, and I visited Hickory and Lenoir-Rhyne and got a chance to meet all the leadership here. I understood quickly that they had a lot of the same values that I believed in. It was going to be a great place to raise my daughter. It was just going to be an awesome place for me to grow. And I still have a growth mindset, and I think you can tell with the university they have a growth mindset. So it was a perfect match. And It's been really, really good for me, and I'm at a point where I'm not trying to continue to move. Everybody's just want to make the place where you are better than when you came, and that was my goal, and it's been awesome for me.
What was that day like when Coach Payne was given the job at Louisville?
Well, as an assistant, I followed his career. As an assistant at Division I level, I followed his career at UK. I saw him at Oregon. We've always connected. I've always, our family, our Louisville family is always trying to help each other in any way we can. And I've just seen him grow as a he's always been the same person. He's always going to be great. But I've seen him grow as a coach. And when I thought it was time for him to get the opportunity to be the head coach, there was a lot of situations that he didn't take because I think it's the same mindset. It was about the right fit. When Louisville became available, the head coaching position was available, and he was able to get involved, you still never know how it's going to go. You feel like, hey, I think this might be the time. And the closer it got and the more our circle started to connect and talk about it, we knew it was going to come true, and we were all very happy for him. I've never been in the Yum Center. It'd be an awesome opportunity for me to take my family, our kids, back to Louisville and have a tremendous experience. So I made the call. I wasn't sure how he would approach it, but his whole mission, because we've been a very disconnected family in terms of the basketball program, his whole mission was to bring us back together. And I think that was his initial thoughts was, let's bring you back. I'm trying to bring people back into the program to be a part of it. It could benefit me. It could benefit you and your program. And it's an awesome storyline with him being the first black head coach there, me being the first black head coach here. Both of us played under Coach Crum. There was a lot of different storylines that were going to make sense, and we got the opportunity, and it was an awesome experience.
The weekend itself, outside of the game, felt like a really impactful experience for not only you but your team.
Yes.
And I think that's what you wanted out of the experience, right?
It was. We went into this season, and I think a lot of coaches are having to understand the importance of building chemistry, building trust. And we went into this season and we said we have to be a more trusting team in terms of really getting a chance to know each other. So we put a lot of time into that, and that was kind of like the icing on the cake in terms of being able to have that experience and stay in a hotel with roommates and eat with each other and tell stories and just look forward to a great opportunity. So it helped us in a lot of different ways. The winning the game was probably the pivotal moment in terms of this is awesome, but the whole experience was set up to benefit us during this season, and it worked out perfectly. I've never been in the facility, the Yum Center. I'm taking my team, now we played Tennessee before, but I'm taking them back to the University of Louisville where I played, and I'm a little apprehensive about how they think about it. So I had to make sure that they understood, once we put the uniform on and step in this locker room, I don't want anybody else talking about I played at Louisville. I don't want any more thoughts about, Coach played at Louisville and this is his team and all. I want you guys to prepare just like you would for any other game. So I had to make sure I cleared the air in terms of the thought process and the mentality and the focus.
And the guys that were out there, they seemed relaxed and they seemed just locked in from the beginning. I mean, how did you do that?
Well, the day before practice, I stopped practice, and I said, listen, I can't be the only one. I will not be the only one that walks into the Yum Center and think we can win. That, I think, allowed them to now say, okay, not only does Coach believe it, I believe it, everybody else believes, so we're all on the same page. I think that day as well, we visited the Muhammad Ali Museum or Art Center. And it was a great experience because there was a lot of messages throughout the museum that inspired him or that he used that inspired us. And the one that I grabbed was confidence. He was never lacking for confidence, and that's why I'm a big fan of him. He's one of the people I've always looked up to. He wasn't afraid to go against the grain, and he went into every fight feeling like he was going to win it.
What was the moment during the game that you realized, holy crap, we're going to win?
Yeah, there was a moment. I can't tell you exactly, but I don't know. We went up by like 8, 9, or 10, and I said, we're going to win this game.
What were you feeling in that moment?
It was almost the entire, from that point on to the end, it was mixed emotions. It was a surreal opportunity, surreal moment for us. And, I go back and I think about it, and I still sometimes like, man, that's something that you may think about, you may even dream about, like a buzzer beater, and you get an opportunity to do it and you're able to pull it off. It was amazing. I thought it brought awareness to our university, to our program. And I think a lot of people may not know where I was or what I was doing or what, who Lenoir-Rhyne was, were able to now look and say, oh, that's where Everick is. That's what he's got going on. That was a great game. Great job by you and your staff and the team. So a lot of thank yous. We really enjoyed watching your team play. Good luck. We're going to follow you this season. I think that was the biggest thing that really made me feel good, that now we're going to have people following the program from this point on.
The culture of the program seems to be pretty strong.
Yeah. We've endured a lot, and Louisville's going through a challenging time right now. So I understand exactly what they're going through. We've been through a lot as a program, and I think this is the reason why we're where we are now. And I hate to say it, it's very cliche, but if you're resilient and you can weather the storm, you can put your head down and just push through, that you're able to respond and be better on the other end of it. And I think that's what we are seeing right now. I've always had great character, young guys, young men in my program, and we do things the right way. We've got great leadership. They've allowed me to coach and to grow this program the way that I feels best.
When a player leaves Lenoir-Rhyne after playing in your basketball program, what are some things that you hope he has that he can use in his life?
Well, there's two things in particular. One, you got to be a resilient person. There's at some point in time in your life you're going to go through something tough, right? How do you handle it? Like, you learn a lot about people when things get tough. It's easy when it's going well. How do you handle it when it gets tough? The second thing is, I would like to have young men that leave here as problem solvers. So you saw something get tough and you figured out a way to handle it. You're able to solve it. You're able to make it better. You're able to help people and pull people along.
What does the LR program mean to you?
Red and black has always been my color. It's been my high school color. It's my Louisville color. And now it's my LR color. I don't know what in terms of that means, but it means something. I'm in the right place. And I just think that it's a quality university. It is understood and respected at all levels, academic, athletically, and that's who I am. That's what I stand for. It can't be about just sports. It has to be about more than sports. So that's what's important to me.
People talk about the Everick Sullivan era of Lenoir-Rhyne basketball. What are some things both on and off the floor you want them to say?
Yeah, authentic, very real in terms of who he was and how he did things. He did things that was not about him. They were about his players and putting them in a position to succeed. And then also just I always try to surround myself with good people. I think that's the key to success. If you surround yourself with good people, you got a great chance of being successful, whatever that means to you. And that means, maybe that's winning a championship. Maybe that's graduating every kid. That's maybe, making sure that you attend birthday parties that when you're invited. But whatever success is for you starts with putting the right people around you. So when I'm not here anymore, hopefully they can look back and say, hey, they had a great coach. He prepared guys, they competed, they played the right way, and he did things the right way.